What's up, you guys? We're here today. We are driving for dollars. We're going to be going around the neighborhood, and we're going to actually play a little game with you guys, keep it a little entertaining. It's going to be wholesaling Would You Rather. Okay, so I don't know what that was. That didn't sound too good. But we got to, do this a little simple. I got to drive and do this at the same time, so bear with me a little bit, but we're ready.
Rather make $5,000 on an easy deal or $50,000 on a deal that takes 6 months to close?
I mean, I would rather do $50,000 on 6 months, right? Like, you can still work on other deals in between, and that stressful deal gives you experience to keep going in the future. That's a good one. Is that just the shoes?
I don't know.
So yeah, I would say $50,000 in 6 months. What about you?
I would do $50,000 in 6 months.
As well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you rather cold call 1,000 leads in a day or door knock 100 houses in the pouring rain?
Ooh.
100 houses in the pouring rain.
100 houses in the pouring rain. Definitely. The reason being,
they'll feel bad for you.
they will feel bad for you. Chain link fence. Yeah, get that.
Look at those ice skates hanging off the front.
Interesting. Would rather do in the rain because A, they're gonna feel a little bad for you. B, you're outside, they see you're dedicated. They're like, oh wow, this guy's in the rain. He must really want to buy my house. And yeah, I really do want to buy your house, sir. And C, I just don't think 1,000 calls in a day just isn't good for the brain. That's a lot. I think like a few hundred is good, but if you can pull off 1,000, all hands to you. Oh, that's a good one. It's a multi too. Is that a multi? No, it's the same number. It's 2 numbers on it.
The same number.
16 and 16. I got the old covered Corvette or Mustang over there.
Beware of dog.
That's a good one. Anytime you see that sign, just tag it. Oh, I haven't been tagging.
Would you rather lose a deal because of a bad comp or because you forgot to follow up with the seller? Bad comp.
Bad comp, 100%. I would rather make the mistake myself than just being lazy and not following it up. Always follow up everything. We actually just made a deal from a follow-up by accident. It was somebody, actually my brother talked to 6 months ago, and I followed up completely, and he's been following up with it too. But I came across it. They're like, haven't I talked to you before? I was like, no, I don't think so. And they're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. And then I was like, well, maybe talk to my brother. And yeah, they did talk to my brother, and we actually did a creative deal out of it. We did a seller finance deal, and that's closed already, and now that's ours. 3% interest rate, a little less than 10% down. It was great.
Next question. Would you rather work with a seller who's extremely rude or a seller who's super friendly but never commits?
Who's rude and would commit? Yeah. I mean, somebody who's friendly, I'm dealing with that now. I've been talking to this lady for over a year now, trying to buy her multifamily, and super sweetheart. But every time we get closer and closer, something gets in the way. You gotta talk to your financial advisor. Obviously, she had surgery, so I can't blame her for that one. But I mean, it is what it is. She's super nice, but we haven't closed the deal. And then when we're dealing with somebody who's not super friendly, as long as they're committed to selling the house, who cares? You want to make money at the end of the day. You want to get this done.
Would you rather get a deal from driving for dollars in a sketchy neighborhood
Yeah.
or from a seller who insists on meeting in person at midnight?
honestly, meeting in person at midnight. What about you?
I mean, we drive sketchy neighborhoods all the time, so I'm not opposed to
doing the sketchy neighborhoods.
Yeah.
It's not about this. It's meeting them in person. Like, that deal's gonna be done. I mean, I guess they're considered both a deal, right?
Yeah.
Then I guess maybe driving through a sketchy neighborhood, but I don't know. I like meeting with the people. I like talking to them face to face. That's one of the things I love about this business. So I'm gonna go say midnight plus. You know, night times when they come alive. You know what I mean?
Would you rather have all your marketing disappear overnight or lose your top cash buyer forever?
Marketing disappear overnight.
Because you can do it all over
again. I mean, like, honestly, we don't go crazy with marketing. We do a lot of our own marketing, but is like a budget wise, it's not that crazy. I mean, some mailers, you know, some advertising, but we do a lot of outbound calls and a lot of outbound stuff, but we don't go super crazy with the marketing as is, and we did over 206 doors last year, so you don't need to go super crazy with the marketing. Our top buyer, though, he buys a lot from he buys a lot from us, and he's the man. So
yeah, same. You can always recreate too, just because the platforms we have at our disposal for free making content like we are now, versus that cash buyer being a priceless connection.
I agree. So, this is a good one. I should get them back up a little. So what we do with these, we put tags on them. So it's kind of like reverse driving, but I mean, I'll still call them. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna go put it on their door. Wish me luck.
Would you rather make $100,000 on one deal per year or $10,000 on 10 deals per year?
You know, obviously, I would rather do the 10 deals. Not even just the relationships, but I mean, obviously, you're making the same amount of money, but 10 deals, you're also gaining 10 times the experience, right? You're also, if you're only doing one and you make that 100,000, you didn't gain much experience. You kind of got lucky, you know? That's in my opinion. Look at that. Get it.
The roof honestly looks better than some of the houses I've seen before. Look at that, let's zoom in. Boarded up.
Would you rather spend your day managing leads in a CRM or being out in the field looking for distressed properties?
Out in the field is what we're doing right now. I could go home and deal with the CRM, which I'm probably gonna do after this, but this is the fun part, in my opinion. You get out there, put your tag on houses, call them, maybe make an appointment. It's all good things. I like being out in the field. This is the trenches. We're out in the trenches.
Would you rather negotiate with someone who knows a lot about real estate or somebody who knows nothing and doesn't understand the process?
There's pros and cons to both.
This is a would you rather series.
I'm just thinking out loud. I mean, I think there's greater profit potential with somebody who doesn't, know real estate. So, I mean, I'm gonna have to. But at the same time, those people are ridiculous too. Like, they'll be like,
and you're gonna get one deal from them. You're not gonna do multiple deals with the unsophisticated homeowner.
I'd probably go with somebody who knows real estate because they at least can understand where you're coming from when you're explaining, hey, this is what the house needs. This is what I think it's worth after the fact. So an agent on the back end is 6% of that, and you can kind of use your formula to negotiate the price, and they'll understand where you're coming from. Where people who are uneducated about it are just going to look at Zillow and be like, well, this says my house is worth $700,000 and you're offering me $400,000, right? Well, your roof's falling apart, sir. Your house is boarded up. I'm using random numbers.
Kind of like the lady we just called a little while ago and said if she was gonna sell, she would put it on market. But her house was like falling apart, and
yeah, and they're gonna make her do like at least a good agent, right? There are agents out there. This is gonna be controversial, but they'll do anything for a listing, right? They'll get a listing, they'll say, yeah, this is what it's worth, just put it up, and they pray. Where a good agent's gonna come in and say, hey, we need to paint the walls, we need to redo the floor, you know, we need to do this, that, and the other to get it ready for market. That's the difference between a good agent and, you know, not a good agent. I'm not an agent, so obviously.
direct mail or cold calling?
I love direct mail. And it's not that I do a lot of cold calling, so I'm going to obviously say direct mail because you're still talking on the phone. They're going to call you, and I've done videos on this, obviously, but I like the inbound. They're more motivated to sell. Even sometimes it's ridiculous. And honestly, a lot of times with direct mail lately, they've been calling me just to tell them not to talk to them, not to send them mail, which is crazy, but whatever. I get it.
Would you rather only be able to work deals in your local market forever or only be able to work virtual deals in cities you've never been to?
If I had to pick one, local.
I agree.
I like being there in person. I like networking. You know, these people know you personally. You're in the community. You know, people can speak highly of you. There's a lot more potential, and deals aren't ever going to stop locally.
Would you rather have a seller who agrees to your price immediately but you suspect you could have gone lower, or one who makes you work hard for every dollar?
Probably work hard for every dollar. It really shows your skill, and there's nothing worse than feeling like you left money on the table, right? That's with everything. I used to be in the car business before that, and a buyer said yes the first pencil. You felt like, you're like, wow,
That was easy.
that was too, like, it's not that it's easy, like I could have made more money.
Okay.
So
But just lesson learned for the next time.
yeah, no, it's always a lesson learned. Everything you do, trial and error, is going to be a lesson learned. That sounded fantastic.